boy, it is freezing outside, which means we need to make a miniature coat. I've been working on this pattern for a long winter coat, and I will make my pattern available on our blog, myfroggystuff.blogspot.com. Now keep in mind, these are homemade patterns, so some imperfections may and do exist. To make my coat, I'm using a faux suede. It has 0 stretch. Start by cutting out the pattern. It has a total of 7 pieces, some of which are cut twice, like the sleeve, the front of the coat, the pockets, and the optional cuff, and the interfacing. Place them onto the fabric. My fabric is folded over. I use pins to secure it. Carefully cut it out, cutting through both layers of the material, so I get 2. And they will be mirror images of each other. Cut out the back. We only need 1 of those. The sleeve has to be cut on a fold so that when you open it up, you get the, if I can open it, you get the full size of the sleeve. Cut 2. So there's the front, the back, and the 2 sleeves. Cut 2 of the interfacing. These will go in the front. Oh, wait, it has to be reverse. Like that. And like that. We cut 2 of the optional cuffs. This is if you need to make sure the arms are longer. However, if you have a shorter doll, then you might want to leave the cuff off. This is the collar and 2 pockets. Now that we have all of our pieces, we can begin to sew, starting with the pockets. This fabric doesn't unravel, so I'm not going to worry about folding over the edge of everything. However, if your fabric does fray, you're going to need to add a seam allowance, then fold over the top and sew a straight line across. Since mine doesn't fray, I'm just going to sew a straight line across. Repeat for the other pocket. Let's set these off to the side. Place the pockets onto the front of the coat with the sewn edge facing the top. Carefully place a doll on the coat, trying to line it up at the shoulders, and I just want to make sure the hand will fit inside the pocket. Use a pin to hold it in place. Line up the second pocket so they are parallel. Sew down one side, across the bottom, and up the other side, leaving the top open. Trim off the excess thread and repeat for the other pocket. Now that both pockets are sewn on, it's time to attach the sleeves. Line them up, flip the sleeve over, lining up those raw edges. Sew a straight line going across. So when I flip it over, they're sewn together. Repeat for the other arm, so we have both sleeves attached to both fronts. Take the back of the coat, match it up with one of the sleeves on the other side, flip it over, lining up the raw edge. The raw edge of the sleeve is lined up with the raw edge of the back of the coat. Sew a straight line to attach the back of the coat. Take the other side, flip the sleeve and the front over, lining up the raw edge. Sew a straight line going across to attach the other side. Now it kind of makes a star. Take the collar, fold it in half so the good side is on the inside. This is the folded edge. Here we have the raw edges. On the raw edge, I'm going to go over about 1/4 of an inch, then angle all the way to the corner using my sewing machine. Repeat for the other side. Flip it inside out, taking care to push out the corners. Find the center of the coat by folding the back in half. Make a little crease. Find the center of the collar by folding it in half. Make a crease. Line up the centers on the raw edges. We have to pull this part of the jacket over so that it makes a straight line. Use pins to secure it. And this is probably the trickiest part of the whole coat, because after we pin down the collar, take the interfacing, which are these little weird shape pieces, match them up with the raw edge on the front panel so that good side is facing good side. See? Good side to good side. You'll see that the top of the coat goes out at an angle a little. That will all become a part of the lapel. But this little piece here needs to match up with the collar and the top of the coat. So I carefully remove the pin and then put it back in, but this time attaching to the interfacing. It is pretty thick through here. We have a lot of layers. Repeat for the other side, so it should look like this. And we're using pins to hold everything in place. Now starting at the bottom, right here in this corner, sew a straight line going across, then go up to the top of the coat, around the collar, come down the other side, and back across, using a straight stitch. Before I remove the pins, double check that everything was caught in the machine. I want to make sure everything was sewn and I don't have any little gaps. I'm good, so now I can remove my pins. If you wish to attach cuffs, now is the time to do it. Take the fabric, fold it in half so the good side is on the outside, line up the raw edges, and sew a line going straight across to attach the cuff. Or we can just take it, flip it over so the good side's facing down, fold it over, and sew a straight line across the top. To hem it, repeat for the other side. Once both sleeves have been hemmed, fold the whole thing in half, lining up the edges of the sleeve and the sides of the coat. I flipped it over so the front is facing up. Use pins to secure it, then sew a straight line from the hem on the arm all the way down to the bottom. Repeat for the other side. Once it's all been sewn, flip it right side out, push out the sleeves, flip over the interfacing, fold up the bottom edge, sew a straight line going all the way across to hem it, then follow all the way around the edge of the coat, going up the front to the lapel, around the collar, and then all the way back down. To top stitch it so everything lays flat. Fold back and iron the lapel. Add a faux button to the front for a little extra detail. If you want it to really close, just sew a hook behind the button and a loop of thread on the other side. Then just slide the hook through the thread to close the coat. And now we have miniature coats for the winter. I sewed this one with the cuffs. It makes the sleeves longer, so it's long enough for dolls with longer arms like Integrity Toys. The one without the cuffs is a better match for signature Barbies. This coat looks great with our sweatsuits. Just place the hood over the back of the collar and you're good to go. And this coat is pretty long, so yeah, they're gonna be nice and toasty. Thank you for joining us while we made a miniature coat. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram at MyFroggyStuff and the Frog Vlog. And you're done.
Happy crafting!